All right, how we looking? Are we ready to rock or what?
We want to give people the information so they can be advocates for themselves.
This is a great gift.
I see the kids in the street.
I couldn't hear you. I still couldn't hear you. First thing you need to do is get educated. Number one, make sure you know what's going in your body.
They follow each other on the window, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why no one gets to know.
This is really good. Not TV good, this is really good. I'm Partha Nandi. I'm a practicing physician in Metro Detroit, and I'm really passionate about what I can do to make the world a better place.
Yesterday is history. Oh, you gotta get through it. Tomorrow is a mystery, so let's just do it.
We're donating money and getting the ice bucket water! How lucky we are in this nation and around the world when you have access to healthcare and adequate resources.
We're on day 3 of our Challenge for Change road trip.
Before we go, there's one more thing I'd like to do. I'd like to call in Detroit's doctor, Dr. Nandi.
We'd like to donate a 2014 Ford Escape to the AFG. I moved from India at a very young age, and so it was a tremendous change for me coming from India to the United States, because I feel really lucky. I always tell my wife and my kids that, listen, you know what, I could have been born in the bed next to me. What I mean by that is that I got the opportunity to be able to excel and experience so many things. Many in India don't. They're born to poverty and stay in poverty, and the opportunities are very limited. So I really appreciate all the hard work my parents did to really get me those opportunities. I attended Ohio State University, excelled there, and I was a homecoming king, the Rhodes Scholar representative. I went on to study at University of Michigan, and I'm practicing now in Detroit. With the rise of Detroit comes the rise of America. The show is also representative of that. Of all the stories we do, and when you have miracles, and I think what you are a walking miracle, no doubt about it. Everything that you accomplish, a lot of it has to do with who you are. You're an amazing person, because you know what it is? If somebody tells you that you can't do something, you're gonna say,
I'm gonna try it or bust.
exactly.
If you don't fly, run. If you don't run, walk. If you don't walk, crawl. But by all means, and I do mean by all means, you have to keep moving forward.
All of us have some form of blindness in our minds or in our hearts, and all of us could have more freedom in our lives if we dare to look for it.
To not be able to see is for us, is such a disability, because we don't know any other way of making out our world. In Ask Dr. Nandi, we cover topics from A through Z. Take the East and take the West, take the best of both those cultures and come up with solutions.
Arms all the way up. Exhale, lean over to the right. Exhale, hands to heart. Just come right forward.
And really concentrate on how powerful the mind is, how powerful the mind and the body, when it's connected together, can be.
Scientists call experience-dependent neuroplasticity. That's a mouthful.
That's right.
But it basically just means that you can gradually guide your brain to change for the better over time.
We're not dealing with the bald-faced bigotry of previous generations in most cases.
More subtle, isn't it?
It's a lot more subtle. It's very automatic and unconscious.
So we have some work to do on the healthcare side to make healthcare much more accessible and much more user-friendly, so people actually want to come in.
Suspicion too. I mean, I've noticed that there's a lack of trust, and it seems we have to do something. Not just, and we talked about this, that it's not just HIV, it's hypertension, it's diabetes, it's heart disease. If we can help in that process of you knowing a little better, I think that helps you to do better.
If we do things right, meaning eating right, then we can change our numbers, like I was mentioning before, and we can have better health, and that's where it starts.
Would you like a drink? Here you go. Would you like a drink?
You can't extract yourself from life. You can't be the Debbie Downer. You can't be all of those things. So we love to do it in a way that it's fun and you look forward to it. And I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, right. But really, like, I am healthier and happier and way less than I have in my life.
What time is it? Work that booty!
Value integrity, empathy, compassion. Sam said something incredibly important, very simple to people who know this disease, but incredibly complicated to people who don't know this disease. And he said, it is not a choice. Nobody goes in, I asked this to Savannah too, nobody goes in saying, hello, I want to be an addict. Or hello, I want to lose my life, my family, my savings, and become a part of society nobody wants to be with. I know that Daniel left a suicide letter. Could you share some of that with us?
I derive no pleasure from any activity. Everything simply comes down to passing time until I can sleep again.
Even though you could just stay in your grief and absorb that and dwell in that, instead you said, you know what, I'm gonna take that energy so that nobody else has to have to go through the same thing. So I applaud them for that. I want you to listen carefully to this, that all of a sudden when the Affordable Care Act is in full policy and full effect, the same things that couldn't be done because it was cost prohibitive will be done.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom.
Our motto is that be your own health hero. And what that means is that take your own health and make it the most important idea and item in your life. And then try to get all the tools, do everything you can so that you become your own health advocate. There's a beautiful word in the Hindi language that literally means delight in me honors delight in you, and that word is namaste. So namaste to each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. See you next time.